So before you start watching this video, hopefully you already seen the first part where we learn how to move the feet and the body in cloud hands. So today, right now, we're going to learn how to add the arms and the rest of the movement in. So we've learned stand the right way, connecting the center with the feet, and slowly be able to empty our foot, transfer our weight, and be able to take a step sideways to the right or to the left. I'll do a couple steps for you just to remind you, remembering that there's a little turn of the body before we are able to lift and empty the foot and move it. So the trunk, very much the center, connects with the feet, the foot empties, goes down to the heel toe, and then weight shift across. More. So if you need to review that, go back to that first video. Okay, so we're going to try to complete that movement by connecting what the shoulders and what the arms will do with the movement. And the simplest way how to learn Tai Chi cloud hands is to maybe associate that movement with something like this. So we're going to just reach towards the elbow. We're going to put a stop sign on that right side. We're going to tell somebody to stop right there. Okay. So you get that basic shape of the movement already there. Okay. What you've done is just you bend the elbow, you touch the opposite elbow, and you put a stop sign there. You've got the hand up and say, okay, stop, don't go any further. Notice my hand is turned outwards. Okay, so the palm is outwards. And what happens here is I simply change that movement by doing the same on the other side. Okay, so that's the real principle and shape of the movement. We touch or pass with the fingertips over to the other elbow. We change from right to left and right. Okay, looks very simple. As always, there's more to that than this. Okay, so what's really important is that when we bring in the arms over, we actually turn the body slightly, and we're building up on what we've learned from before, that we turn slightly from the trunk, we make a little turn, so if the trunk turns here, the shoulder turns also. So as I do that, what happens here? My shoulder, my left shoulder, just turns and already comes forward. Just watch how that happens. As I turn my body, that arm just wants to come forward. And it can do it because I've turned my body and I actually completed that movement forward. Okay, so it's really important that you turn, and before you bring the arm there, you allow that shoulders to turn. Okay, so one shoulder slightly back, one shoulder slightly forward, allowing us the movement to happen. And I'll do it without the feet. I'm going to show you that by turning my body, turning it now the other way, I'm able to bring that movement to the other side. So I'm not doing much with the arms, as much as you're watching the arms and thinking there's lots of happening. Because I've turned my upper body, turned from the trunk. That movement just naturally happens. So if I go and really just let my hands wave the hands like a cloud, by turning my body, that movement just happens. Now I don't need to touch my elbow every time. I can just brush past it. I can make the movement less defined. It's still the same movement. By turning my body, I allow the arms to just move. And you will notice that the hand at the top, which pushes outwards, naturally turns outwards. So the palm goes across your body and the palm turns outwards. Okay, so if I want to make the movement slightly wider, broader, or maybe a bit narrower, I can do that. I don't need to touch the elbow, but I will just go towards the elbow every time. It should be like a landmark for you. Okay. How we connect it together. Now, I've already learned to empty my foot. And I'll do that really at the same time as I start to move the movement through the body into the arms. Okay? So if I do that, you just notice how I slowly empty my foot and my body shift the weight, and actually that allows me to bring the whole focus onto the right side. Okay, so my left foot is now empty, just as I've done the whole movement there. So the foot starts the movement, the body picks it up, it turned, and my arms gone over to one side. Okay, I can do that on the other side as well. So I will just slowly start to move from my feet, empty the foot, turn the body, and slowly bring the movement into the arms and shape up for that movement to continue. Okay, so just land from just to empty the foot, turn the body, and bring the arms up. Empty the foot, turn the body, and bring the arms over. Notice I haven't taken a step. I'm just simply lifting my heel. And that's a nice way how to learn the movement. You just empty the foot, you don't actually place it anywhere, you just lift the heel, and you learn and focus a little bit on the rest of the movement. I can go slow, I can go a little bit faster, but I need to have time to do movement with my feet and transfer that movement through the body into my arms. See, my head slightly follows the movement of the arms. Okay, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to actually take a step. So I'm on one side, the foot is empty, and it's free to move, and I go right or to your left, heel down, toe down. And then as I transferring the weight, the hands will start to move into the other side. I'll continue, go to your left. So you can see the foot goes first, body turns, and the turn of the movement, turn of the body, just brings the arms over. I'll do one more step for you. Okay, so as much as I want you to learn the feet, the body, and the arms next, movement really, as you see it, happens all in one. But the emphasis should be always to get the feet right, or the body starts to react, and the hands and the arms complete the movement. So I always make sure that my foot is solid. It's really firm on the floor before I start transferring the movement into the arms. Do one more step for you. Okay. So really need sort of practicing. It's not easy to get the feet and the body and the arms to work together, but it's a good start, and only by practicing it's going to get better. So keep going.